Recording live from somewhere.
Minister of Information.
Next question. Minister.
Did you wake me up?
Minister.
Did you wake me up?
Minister.
Why did you wake me up?
The minister. Wake up.
Minister of Information. All I'm offering is the truth.
The minister.
The minister's.
I want the truth.
The minister.
You can't handle the truth.
M.O.I.
Minister.
Without knowledge of sin.
Minister of Information. M.O.I.
Who taught you to hate yourself?
1,000 ministers.
Peace and light, fam. What's going on? It's your boy M.O.I in the building. Thank you all for being on my platform, on my YouTube. Y'all saw Instagram's fucking with me earlier, right? Every time, y'all can bear witness. Every time I get on Instagram and try to do anything, there's always some type of fucking interference. But still, if you're not on Instagram with me yet, go over, give me a Grammy on my Instagram, Minister Informing at Instagram. Just want to have a conversation, you know what I'm saying? Then shoot me an email, the M.O.I podcast at gmail.com. Hit me up. Who we got in the building, man? Who checking in? Because people's in here early, like before the show even started. I mean, like the show started It's 12:30. I had people hanging out in here at 11:26. I am Goddess 369. Peace and love, salute and blessings. Love, minister. Hey, peace and love, sister. Y'all was in here early. Future Vision was in here early. Early. I need y'all to get here early for this information, man. Get here early. Who else was in the building early, man? Early arrivals. Arthur Brown was in the building early. Peace, brother. Peace. For sure. For sure. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Like I'm trying to get my subscribers up right now. Y'all see I'm doing my thing. I got me a little cool headset. Like an actual gamer. Even though I'm not. My son is. I'm not a gamer at all. Who else was in here early? Scrooge Greedy was in the building early. Peace and love, brother. Peace and love. Peace and love. And we had Cherie Reed Ill, Grand Rising, peace and light, peace and love. So listen, if y'all are here, I have no idea. If y'all are here, then y'all know I've been alluding to this live all week for the last 3 or 4 days, whatever the case is. Getting everybody piped up. Sorry about that. Getting everybody piped up about this breakdown, and I'm still researching too. I just know when I went to go see the movie, when I went to go see the movie, the Wakanda movie, um, a lot of things that I noticed that they made prevalent and present that I felt like most people would not catch or did not catch or did not see, you know. So, and I gotta watch it again because I'm pretty sure I missed some stuff. But there was just some you guys see that? The- oh, real quick, we're gonna talk about some of the characters that was in this movie, Wakanda Forever, and we're gonna deal with the ancient connection of these characters too. Okay, so that's gonna be the cool thing that I'm gonna show you guys the connection. So go and get your pen and pad out, get your pencil and paper. Y'all know what it is. School's in session. It's time to learn. And while a lot of this probably don't make sense right now, it will later. Okay. Touche. Touche. There we go. All right, my bad. My sound was off. We're talking about this civilization right here. All right. Make sure I got sound. Can you guys hear me now? Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. I got sound now. Sound check. Sound check. I'm good. Thumbs up. All right. There we go. I'm good. I'm back on. So, as I was saying, run it back. All right. So, as I was saying, we're only talking about, we're going to start with these people right here called the Olmec. This is what I was saying earlier. You guys can hear me. I apologize for that. This is what we were saying earlier, the Olmec civilization. The Olmecs were the earliest known major Mesoamerican civilization. Major, not the only, just the major Mesoamerican civilization. You have to ask yourself, where is Mesoamerica? And let's learn about Mesoamerican civilizations. So Mesoamerica, as I was a second ago, is right here what we call the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico. Let me find it for you. Let me find it for you. I can pull it up for you because it's not on this channel. Let me see the remote real quick. So this is Central America. Give me a second, family, because I got people that I want to watch. Excuse me. I want to see this as well. So I'm now pulling up on my big screen on my monitor now because I'm building the studio. You know what I'm saying? Put in, I can't see from here. Put in delete that and put in minister informing. So we're only talking about the Gulf of Mexico. This is called Middle America or Central America. You have North America, you have Central America, then you have South America, right? These are what's called the Americas, or which makes up the Americas. So we're talking about this specific area right here. To this specific area, the civilization is known as the Olmec. Minister informing. Known as the Olmec people. And it says it's the earliest Mesoamerican civilization following a progressive development in Santa Luz. And this area is in Veracruz. These are the locations. They occupied the tropical lowlands of modern-day Mexico, Veracruz, right there. That's it. This is where they were, right here. The Olmec civilization. Keep that in mind. The Olmec flourished during the Mesoamerican formative period, dating roughly as early as 1500 BCE. 1500 BCE. Now, when you deal with BC time, family, you count down. So it'd be 1500, then it go backwards, not the other way, progress the other way. Okay, so you see right there, 1500 BC, before Common Era, to about 400 BC. Pre-Olmec cultures had flourished since 2500 BC. You see that? Pre-Olmec cultures had flourished since 2500 BC, but by 1600, 1500 BCE. Let's back up a little bit to right here. Pre-Olmec cultures had flourished since 2500 BC. Before they even were here. I know we get a lot of information about the Olmec. If you guys have never seen the Olmec heads, let me show you something. These are the Olmec images. And they have what they would classify as the Africoid nose, the wide nose and the thick lips, the Africoid look. You see the features? This is called the phenotype. The interesting thing about the Olmec civilization is the type of belief system they had dealing with cat worship, or what we classify as jaguars, which are panthers. Jaguars are panthers. And the association with the jaguar people or the Black Panther people in this particular area. It's pretty interesting. This is the Olmec children were jaguar, they say. The Olmec children were jaguar. This is a actual mask. Look at this shit. This is the actual mask. This is the Olmec stone head, jar head. This is the actual mask, the Black Panther's mask. Oh, did I mention that we're not in Africa at all? We're in the Americas. We're nowhere in Africa, by the way. Not the continent of Africa as you know it. We are right here in North America, Central America, South America. We haven't even got over there yet. So, along with the Olmec, they said civilizations that predate the Olmec. The civilizations that would predate the Olmec, we have to go back into what was called the Mississippian culture. The Mississippian culture. Mississippian culture, 800 CE. We're going to go back further than that in a second. But let's draw the connection and the location. Now, for all intents and purposes, we were in Veracruz, what they call Mexico, Central America. Let me show you where we're going real quick. Gulf of Mexico.
According to Wikipedia, the Gulf.
Make sure we're all clear on the area I'm dealing with right now. I want you guys to see this. This isn't the best map, but it works. Right here. We're right here. And New Orleans is right here. You see that? We were just right here with the Olmec. Later, the Aztec. This is called the Yucatan Peninsula. It's called the Gulf of Mexico. Above the Gulf of Mexico, north, you have New Orleans. And what I'm going to show you is a civilization of people associated from the Olmec, the Toltec, the Mextecs, the Incans, the Mayans, the association with these people right here along Poverty Point, Mississippi River, which is actually what we call the White and Blue Nile, the Nile River. This is the Nile River. And I'm going to show you how these people came up the Nile River and associated with the people in Illinois with these pyramids and these mounds, and then bring you back out to the ocean, to the serpent gods and the serpent dragons that lived in the ocean. Stay with me. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of information. All right, so let's go back. Olmec people. Olmec. Black Panther. Uh-oh. Guess where we're not at? We're not in Africa. It's Central America. Olmec Black Panther. Because I'm going to show you here in a second that Wakanda is not even in Africa. They show you the continent of Africa while they're showing you the movie. They don't want you to know shit about North, Central, South America, the Americas. I'm going to also draw a trajectory to show you in the movie Namor, which is the character we're going to deal with in a second. Namor. If you have not seen the movie, spoiler alert, you may want to click off. I'm not holding back. All right, give me a second. The serpent deities. What I'm going to show you are the serpent deities. I'm going to show you the association between the serpent gods, the deities of North, Central, South America, and the association of the the mound people. All the same people. And Wakanda is not in Africa. Wakanda is here. I'm going to show you where Wakanda is. But I want you to keep in your mind right now, as I go from the Yucatan Peninsula up to Poverty Point, up the Mississippi River, up to Illinois, and then back down the river, and then back out into the water. Keep that in mind. Let's see here. It shouldn't be muted. It should be good to go. They're saying I'm muted. I think my sound is good. You guys hear me? I can hear me. Can you guys hear me? I appreciate that. Okay, I'm good. All right, well, I don't know. I'm keeping my headset on. I'm trying not to move too much. It's a brand new headset, so if the sound goes in and out, just let me know. I'll fix it. But what I was telling you guys is I'm going to show you guys the connection. The connection. But can you guys see the duality, the dual nature? We're going to deal with that too. Let's continue. All right, so the point I was just making was dealing with the Black Panther. The Black Panther, Olmec heads. This is not in Africa. In fact, I would be surprised if you could find panthers. We'll look it up in a second. Write that down. What species of panthers are in Africa? Are panthers in Africa? What is a panther? A panther is a jaguar. Jaguar is the king of the jungles, by the way, not the lion. That's another fluke they got y'all on. The lion is the king of the jungle. Lions don't live in jungles. Lions live on the plains, open valleys. A lion would get demolished in the jungle. But panthers rule the jungles, rainforests. This is an Olmec Black Panther family. It's nothing to do with Africa. Why did I bring up the Olmec? Why am I harping on the Olmec? Because the Olmec people were also the progenitors of the let's see, Toltec. These are the Toltec people. These are Toltec. Let's see here. There are less panthers. Panthers are less common in Africa, in tropical Africa, but reported in Ethiopia, from Kenya. However, their population in these areas is sparse. One of the reasons the Black Panthers are able to live in such varied habitats is because they eat these type of animals. So they are found in Africa as well. Black Panthers. So they are found in Africa. Interesting. Are camels from Africa? No, from America. Just like this Black Panthers from America too. So these are the Toltec, the ancient forefathers to these who we call Indians, Mexicans, and we can deal with the Mextecs as well. Just showing you some of the features of the Toltecs. Toltec again. Totem poles. If you don't know what that is, it's a totem pole. The Incans. We're familiar with the Incans, right? We're familiar with the Mayans. There's those step pyramids right here. There's those Incan pyramids right here. The same pyramids that are seen on the cover of Black Panther. And they had a particular belief down there too. They have a particular belief in the Toltec, Incan, Mextec culture, right? Serpents. And I want to deal with these serpents. I want to deal with these dragons. But first, I want to talk about what a serpent is. Let's find out what a serpent is. And y'all know, in true fashion, we're going to let the Bible teach us. Let's deal with the Bible first, what the Bible talk about, so we can find what these serpents are. Let's see here. Let's go with the Book of Job. Let's go with Job. We can start here. We can start at the Book of Job. I guess that it makes sense to start with Job. Job 40:15 through 20. It says, "Look at the behemoth which I made along with you. He eats grass like ox. See now the strength of his hips and the power of his stomach muscle. He moves his tail like a cedar. Then sinews of his thighs are tightly knitted. Look at the behemoth." Write down the word behemoth. Y'all with me? Write down the word behemoth. So what a behemoth is. Behemoth. Behemoth.
Behemoth.
It says huge, monstrous creature. A huge, monstrous creature. So we have that established. We have a behemoth, which is a huge, monstrous creature, which is also pointed out in the book of Job. Let's go back and show you the book of Job again. Job 40:15 through 20. Look at the behemoth, which is a large creature. A large creature. Let's also look at what are some synonyms for what a behemoth is. Which is going to show you more things about these monstrous serpents. Behemoth. What is a behemoth in the Bible? A behemoth in the Old Testament, a powerful grass-eating animal whose bones were like tubes of bronze. His limb was like bars of iron. What animal is a behemoth? Most Bible apologetists say behemoth, which is Hebrew literally for four-legged beast, and referring to elephants, hippopotamus, or crocodiles. Those who favor hippopotamus do so because of Job 40:23. Hippopotamus. Do we know what a hippopotamus is akin to? Watch this. In fact, hippopotamus is actually whale's closest cousin. Did you know that? Did you know that a hippo in whales, because whales used to have hips, whales walked on water as well as land. Avatar, yeah, yeah. I made that too. I was reading the comments what the brother just said. But anyway, hippos and whales are the same. The behemoth mentioned in Job also alludes to something else. Let's talk about the whales for a second. Whales are also interested, aren't they? Whales are called dragons in the Bible also. Did you know that? Genesis 1:21. Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 32:33. Jeremiah 51:34. In Hebrew, since it's in the Old Testament, it's called a tanin. A tannin or tanin. A tanin. This is in the Hebrew because we're talking about the Old Testament. This is the Old Testament God creating a tanin. Let's now look up what a tanin is, shall we? Here we go again. Another sea monster, another sea creature. It's called a tenine, which is a whale, which is akin to a hippo, which is also a behemoth. A sea monster. A tenine, a sea monster. It also referred to it as a what? As a dragon. As a dragon. So can we make a strong correlation that whales are also called dragons? Yes, we can. We can make a very strong case that whales, which are hippos, which are tenines, which are behemoths, are also known as dragons. What dragon do we know that is as big as a whale and travels under the water? You got 5 seconds. What other whale do we know that's also a dragon and travels underwater? Come on, y'all. What other dragon travels underwater like a whale or is a whale because it holds its breath underwater too? What other dragon we know about? Godzilla. That's how Godzilla travels under the fucking water. That's how Godzilla travels. He doesn't fly. And guess what he's called? A dragon. Somebody said Leviathan. You're getting ahead of me. You're getting ahead of me now. You said Leviathan. You're getting way ahead of me. We're going to get to Leviathan in a second, or Leviathan in a second. But who we're going to deal with is Zazil, or Godzilla. Godzilla. And Zadzil is also a name for a fiery serpent or a dragon. Now, because I always talk about this stuff, let's learn the difference between the types of dragons. Let's learn the difference between the types of dragons. Because so a dragon is also known as what else, family? Come on. Those of y'all been listening to me. Think I'm fucking crazy. Also known as worms. Wow. Yeah, did you know that? They're also called worms. Dragons are also called worms. Now, in this picture with these different worms, or dragons, or serpents, now we understand why in the book of Genesis, why the creator told the serpent, or the dragon, or the worm, or the behemoth, or the reptile, that I'm going to take your legs. He still had wings, he still could talk. See, dragons or serpents are always associated with wisdom. We're going to see in a second when I bring up more information about whales. Whales represent wisdom. Dragons represent wisdom. This is the wisdom of the ages. Now, in Asia, they call them naga, or what we like to call nigga. Watch this. These are nigga. This is in Asia, but they're always associated with wisdom, enlightenment, knowledge, and they always arise around your crown chakra. These are your kundalini serpents, the wisdom, the Uraeus, they call it. These are the light bearers, the bearers of the true light, of knowledge. It's also, it has to be understood that these dragons, go back to worm, we're going somewhere with this, different types of worms. Some have no legs, some has no wings, some do slither, some walk on all fours, some walk like a T-Rex, like Godzilla. And Godzilla breathes a etheric fire. It's blue, like the bottom of a lighter, that blue fire, not the red flame, the blue flame. That's ether. And Godzilla travels underwater through what's called wormholes. And I was trying to pull up the wormholes in Wakanda. In the movie, they show you the wormholes. In the movie, they show you the wormholes. Now, I was trying to pull it up, and shit would not pull up. But see, these dragons, they travel through these wormholes. And in the movie Wakanda Forever, around, I say 20, 30 minutes in, when you first meet Namor, Namor is traveling on the back of a slippery serpent, a dragon. Then the movie switches over to this right here. Watch this shit. Then the movie goes from Namor. It goes from Namor riding on these dragons, these serpents underwater through wormholes. It then switches over to this shit. And this is the scene you got to watch also, or pay attention to too. Let me get to it. Where is it at? I don't want to do that one. Where is it at? Here we go. Here we go. So this is one part we're gonna look at too. Check this out.
But my enemies call me Namor.
All my life, grinding all my life. Hustle, pay the price. All my life, grinding all my life.
They came from the water.
Go back. Hold on. Y'all see that shit? Can y'all see that? That big ass whale that's jumping out the water. See, in the movie, he goes from riding on serpents and dragons under the water. You see that too, because he's the serpent god. He's the dragon king. But I'm trying to get you to understand that dragons and serpents are out of the water. See, in the book of Genesis, it said in the beginning, the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the deep. What was telling the story? What was looking out of the water, watching the creation happen? These creatures have been around for eons. So this is a whale coming out of the water. I'm going to show you another scene where it was actually riding the whale up to the boat, to the ship. That's how they traveled, on the backs of whales or dragons. A whale is a dragon is a whale. Godzilla is a worm is a Godzilla. It's all the same shit, family. That's the point I'm trying to get you to understand right now. It's all the same stuff. These are dragon people, serpent people. They did sacrifice and gave their entities to the serpent people. The Wakandans gave their energy to the cat people or the jaguar people. Stay with me. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. I promise you. It's a whole lot to unpack. And right now you're like, what the fuck? Then go back and watch the movie. After you listen to me today, go back
They
and watch.
came from the water.
So they came from the water. Also, check this out. Check this out. Your boy Namor is able to fly. Do you know why Namor is able to fly? Do anybody understand why he's able to fly and also be in the water? Because dragons do what? Fly. They also are where? In the water. Not only that, Namor was he was the avatar for the serpent deity of his people. Where's it at? He was the serpent deity for his people. Let me show you who the serpent deity is that he was in the likeness of. This is Namor now. Boom. Yucatan Peninsula. Well, Behemoth. Where's it at? There we go. This is who Namor said he was. This is who Namor was. Oh, is. This is the god. Kukulkan. Kukulkan. That's what he said. Kukulkan is a plum serpent, amazing serpent. Is the name of the Mesoamerica. Remember earlier I was telling you guys we're in Central America. We're not going to leave America. We're not ever going to go to Africa in this whole conversation, but we're going to talk about how Wakanda is here. Keep all this shit in mind and take notes. Write down what I'm saying, and you go back and study it so it becomes something you know, not something you heard. We have to stop saying that we heard such and such And now we know such and such because we have studied such and such to understand what the fuck they were talking about. Kukulkan. It means plum serpent. Remember, a serpent is a dragon is a serpent is a whale is a behemoth is a zazil is a Leviathan. All the same shit. All the same thing, same thing. All scholars know that. In the name of Mesoamerica, serpent deity. So this is what Kukulkan or Namor was representing. The serpent deity. What was phenomenal about this serpent deity that it was worshipped by the Yucatan Mayan and the people of the Yucatan Peninsula. Do you know who was near the Yucatan Peninsula who are also akin to these same people? The Arawak, the Taino, Boiquano. These are the same people. But guess what happened? Spanish conquest of the Yucatan. Who came to this area to conquer this particular land? Who were Spanish from Spain? We're talking about Ponce de Leon. We're talking about Cortez, the conquistadors. These are the Spanish Inquisitionists who came over to conquer this particular area. Why I'm saying it is the phenotype of these people begin to change, and then the language also begins to change into what they call Spanish later. In fact, everybody in Mesoamerica, Central America, even what we call today Mexico, Louisiana, Texas, were also a part of the Spanish colonial power. Spain owned all of that. Then Spain sold it to France, and then France sold it to America as Louisiana Purchase. But for now, we have to understand who these people are and who Namor in the movie Black Panther represents. I just showed y'all the Black Panthers comes from the same area of Mesoamerica. I just showed y'all the Olmec Black Panther, which is located in the same area. Now I'm showing you the serpent, or what they call the depiction of the feathered serpent. That's how he's able to fucking fly, as well as breathe under the water like a dragon. Dragons have scales and feathers. I can show you the different types of worms that has feathers and scales. See, in Asia and China, they represent this scaly dragon in all their parades and New Year celebrations. That's also part of the same lineage of worms. Everywhere in Asia, Southern Asia, you get the what they call the Naga serpent. Places like Vietnam and those areas, the Naga serpent. And then you come all across to what's called India, which is still Asia. They have versions of serpents also, the Naga serpents, from which Buddhism comes from. Being at peace with your mind at one. That's what the energy is. All the way over to Egypt, where they have the Uraeus, the two serpents at your head. So this was a global thing. But keep your mind right focused on Mesoamerica for a second. This is Namor. He's able to fly because he's also the progenitor of the depicted feathered serpent. It's present in other cultures in Mesoamerica. Kukulkan is closely related to the deity. I cannot pronounce that. Not even going to try to say it out of respect. You see the serpent again being shown. What else you guys need to know about this? Because I don't want to give you too much to confuse you. Let's take a look at the folklore. Basically, the story told by the elders, pretty much. Stories still told that Kukulkan amongst the modern Yucatec Mayans. In one tale, Kukulkan is a boy who was born as a snake. See, Wakanda Forever don't show you this version. They show you him being born in water from his mother. As he grew older, it became obvious that he was the plum serpent, and his sister cared for him in a cave. He grew up to the size of his sister. He was unable to continue feeding him, so she flew out of the cave and into the sea, causing an earthquake. to let his sister know that he was still alive. Kukulkan causes earthquake tremor every year in July. A modern collective folklore from Yucatan tells Kukulkan was a winged serpent that flew to the sun and tried to peek at it in its pride, but burned its tongue. Wow. The same sorcerer, Kukulkan, always traveled ahead of Yucatan Mayan rain god Chaka. So several stories of Kukulkan. Oh, let me read that last part. I don't want to miss that part. It said that among the Līwyāṭān Mayan of Chippa, Kukulkan is an evil, monstrous snake that is a pet of the sun god. She destroys much of the world until she tries to herself during a long trip. The trip between life and death. During the trip, she meets a boy and shares food and blah 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 blah. That's Kukulkan, pretty much. The takeaways from this is understand that he's a serpent dragon or a serpent beast or a flying object. I want to refer to as a worm to keep you guys in pretext of what's happening. All right, let's move on. Kukulkan. That's what he said his name was too. Kukulkan. But some called me something else. Namor. Let's talk about the particular area that Namor or Kukulkan was from. The area. This is the particular area right here. Dawikan. Dawikan. Totaikan. These words, man. This is the particular area that he was talking about in the movie, by the way. Notice the step pyramid. Areas of worship. These pyramids, however, have a flat top pyramid. Remember that, okay? Keep that in mind. And this is in Mesoamerica. Let me get it right. Give me a second. This is important.
Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan. That's it. Teotihuacan. You ever have a issue pronouncing it? Press this button right here. Teotihuacan. Okay, Teotihuacan is an ancient Mesoamerican city and sub valley of the Valley of Mexico, which is located in the state of Mexico, 40 kilometers of Mexico City. Teotihuacan is known today as the site of many most archaeological significant Mesoamerican pyramids built in the pre-Columbian Americas, namely Pyramid of the Sun and Pyramid of the Moon. Wow. The Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. They are significant pyramids to be marveled at in Mesoamerica as it relates to the location that Namor referred to. His people are from this area. Okay? We got that? Like that's really all I want you guys to understand from that part. And take away, they're talking about the home of the Pyramid of the Sun, which is right here displayed, and the home of the Pyramid of the Moon in Mesoamerica. You know what else I want you guys to understand? Because we haven't made it outside of the Yucatan Peninsula yet. I haven't came into North America yet with this information. Now I'm about to come into North America. Now we're going to go into North America because I feel like it's time to go into North America. The Pyramid of the Moon, the Pyramid of the Sun. Let's keep those two in mind real quick. And let's see here where I want to go with this. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go right to it. We ain't wasting no time. Let's go right to it. Let's go to the Kukulkan Mountain. How many of y'all ever heard of the Kukulkan Mountain? The Kukulkan Mountain. The Kukulkan Mountain is, let's say, minister, do you think that hydro? Oh boy, that's a good question right here. This is a great question. Say these dragon questions, because we're coming back to these dragon questions. I promise you. Coming back to these dragon questions. I only have a short amount of time, so I'm trying to hit the key points. And I'm gonna circle back. And we're gonna talk about these dragon questions. The hydras, because Godzilla is a hydra. Okay, we're talking about flames, right? In a second, I promise. All right, the Cahoa Mountains. What's so phenomenal about the Cahoa Mountains? The Cahoa Mountains State Historic Site is the site of the pre-Columbian Native Americans. So what we do know is this right here, family. We just talked about a pre-Columbian civilization that was in Central America, and they had the two biggest pyramids called the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. That was in Central America. Now we're in North America, and this is another pre-Columbian civilization. This is another pre-Columbian civilization, which existed in 1050 to 1350 CE. It means around the time of. Directly across the Mississippi River, Mississippi River, write that down. From the modern St. Louis, Missouri, this historical park lies in southwestern Illinois between East between East St. Louis and Collinsville. The park covers 2,200 acres, or about 3.5 square miles, and contains 80 man-made mounds. But the ancient city was much larger. At its apex around 1100 CE, the city covered about 6 miles and included 120 earthworks or mounds in ranges of size, shapes, and functions. The Cahokia was the largest and most influential urban settlement of Mississippi culture. Remember them earlier? This was the largest and most influential urban settlement of the Mississippian culture. Now, we have not gone to Africa at all. Who are we talking about? This is the east coast of North America. This is not the west coast, the amalgamated race of so-called Indian, Teepee Indians. Those are the Dakota and Lakota tribes, right? They are an amalgamation from the Asians coming over on the Bering Straits from Russia, the Siberian Peninsula. Some of those people stayed in Alaska, became Eskimos. Some came down through Kalalifa territory, and they amalgamated. These are the Hoshin people. They became the nomadic people. That's why the TPs, they were following the buffalo. These people built earth mounds. They were there. They were not moving. They had real estate. They were living there. They were not nomadic people. They were already there. At least 1,000 years before Europeans even came here. That means Aaron the Red, the Viking, who came here in the 800s, 900s. Before him, they've been here. Today, Cahokia Mountains are considered to be the largest, most complex archaeological site of pre-Columbian city in Mexico. Look what pre-Columbian city that they say trump. This trumps that. I'll read it to you again. Today, Cahokia Mounds are considered to be the largest and most complex archaeological site north of the pre-Columbian cities of Mexico, and they show you the Olmec automatically. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. These are the same people. And we're in Illinois. This is the Illinois Confederation. And part of the Illinois Confederation, you had people like the Oshitush and the Nashitush tribe, who were the direct descendants of the Wichita tribe down in Louisiana. I'll show you in a second. And I'm going to show you how Namor, the kinsman of these people, walked out of the water on the movie right to the land. He walked right from Mexico, wet foot, dry foot. Mexican don't walked out the water like they always been doing and walked right into America. He didn't walk into Africa. You thought that Wakanda was in Africa. That's what they had you thinking. They also got you thinking that camels come from Africa. Camels come from here and the camels were taken over there. Camels are indigenous to North America, not over there. This is the curse of the serpent, man. Y'all believe anything. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's go. I don't want to go back to the scene. I want to keep talking about Monk's Mound. All right. Monk's Mound. Now we're still, guess where? In North America. You're right. We're still in North America. Monk's Mound is the largest pre-Columbian earthwork. It is the largest earthwork in the Americas and the largest pyramid of North America. I'm sorry, Mesoamerica. It is the pyramid I'm about to show y'all. This shit is bigger than the pyramids in Central America with the Aztec and the Mayans and the Incans and the Olmec head. This shit is bigger. In fact, it says this makes Monk's Mound roughly the same size as the Great Pyramids in Giza. All you Hotep niggas get so happy over ancient Egypt. This is ancient Egypt. North America is ancient Eucupta. I'm showing you pyramids that are the same size as the pyramids in Egypt that y'all get excited. Ain't but 3 of them things over there. The rest are in Ethiopia. This pyramid is rivaling the same size as that pyramid here in North America. Unlike the Egyptian, hold on, the perimeter base is larger than the Pyramid of the Sun, the one we just saw. This pyramid in Chicago is bigger than that one that the Olmec and the Toltec built. This shit is bigger than that one. And it's the same size as the Great Pyramid in Giza. Why haven't y'all learned about these pyramids in Illinois? Because if you learn about the pyramids in Illinois, you got to come down the Nile, which is the Mississippi River, and then dump you out right there at Poverty Point, where there are plenty of pyramids all along the Mississippi or Nile River. But you so psyched about a diamond-shaped pyramid. Those are not your pyramids. Unlike the Egyptian pyramids, which were built of stone, the platform mounds was constructed of entirely layers of basket-transported soil and clay with their hands. And it had flat tops. So while you're thinking about one type of pyramid, I'm showing you the other pyramid, but I'm also want to show you where it was as into relation to the Mississippi River. Hold on, I'll show you. Construction of Monk's Mound by the Mississippian culture began 900 to 950 CE on the site that already had been occupied by buildings. The original concept seems to have much smaller mounds. So there were mounds already there even before they got there to build this big one. They've been there for a long time. Let's keep going. I wanted to point out the Mississippian culture though, because I pointed that out earlier to you guys. The Mississippian culture. They've come back up again, have they not? These mounds, and they say the word mound to, I guess, minimize the fact that you all need to be knowing that these are pyramids. So they use the word mound instead of mountain, which is synonymous with the word mound. But in your European educated mind, you know a mound as being smaller than a mountain when the word mound is a mountain. These huge mountains or these huge pyramids are not known as the pyramids that you see of the shape of a diamond or apex. These are known as truncated pyramids. This is a truncated pyramid because nobody taught you in geometry all the shapes. You thought you knew all the shapes? You don't know all the shapes. So when you see a pyramid in Egypt with the apex on it, you think that's the only type of pyramid. In your mind, it's the only kind of pyramid. Even though they showed you the older pyramids, like the step pyramid of Doja, they showed you those step pyramids, which similar to the pyramids that we saw in the Aztec and the Mayan culture. But in your mind, you think the apex pyramids are the only pyramids. Well, I got news for you, family. They're not. It's called a truncated pyramid. Yes, these are pyramids. What is a truncated pyramid? It's called a frustum pyramid. In geometry, frustum is a portion of a solid normal pyramid or a cone that lies in between two parallel planes, cutting this solid. In the case of a pyramid, the base faces are polygon and the side faces are trapezoids. A right frustum right pyramid, y'all see this shit? The right cone truncated perpendicularly to its axis. This is also a pyramid. Otherwise, it's a oblique frustum. This is a pyramid. All right. All right. Y'all like, what the fuck? All right. Here. A flat top pyramid in America. Let me show y'all this shit. There's your truncated pyramid, America. These are your pyramids. They're not gonna go way to fucking Egypt, put an Egyptian pyramid on American money. Are y'all out y'all mind? This is your pyramid. This is yours. And they call it the Great Seal because of the empire that it's under. Hold on, let me help y'all out because I know y'all still probably confused. Let me cover this goofy shit up right here. I'm gonna cover the eye up for y'all. Stop looking at the eye. Look at that flat top pyramid they showing y'all. Here. There we go. That's better. There we go. Flat top pyramid. A truncated pyramid. The same pyramids that are in Illinois, all down the river Mississippi, all the way down to Poverty Point, all the way down to the Yucatan, all the way down through Central America, South America, all over the fucking world. But this particular pyramid is right here in your backyard. Right in your backyard. This is not an Egyptian pyramid. The pyramids that we have here are as big as those. And you know what else? If they can get y'all to think that pyramids are only in Egypt, guess what else they can get y'all to think? Camels are from North America.
According to National Park Service, the camel family first evolved in North America approximately 44 million years ago during the Eocene period.
They got y'all thinking that pyramids and camels are from fucking Africa. If they got y'all thinking that pyramids and camels are from Africa, what else they got y'all thinking? They're from here. From here. Not in Iran, not in Iraq, not in Egypt. I know walk like an Egyptian. All the Egyptian movies with the pyramids, they ride camels and the Arabs and the East. No, that's here. All here. So they got y'all thinking that camels are from Africa. They got y'all thinking that pyramids are from Africa. What else they got y'all thinking? What else they got y'all thinking? All right, let's continue on with the dragons. I like teaching y'all like this. All right, let's continue with the dragons. This is a whale, also known as a blue whale, also known as a zazil, also known as a behemoth, also known as a dragon, also known as a serpent. All the same thing. See, in the movie, I'm gonna blow up a little bit more. Uh-oh. Did I lose it? Oh, hold on, give me a second. See, in the movie, on my tab, man. I got some of the shit pulled up on here. All right, let me just share this one real quick. See how I'm going through the movie, finding parts for y'all to take a look at. There it is. There it is. Trying to get it when it's clear. Watch this. There it is. A whale. And there's other scenes where they're riding on whales. And I cannot find the scene where he was actually riding on the back of the fucking dragon, man. The back of the snake through the wormhole. That shit was blowing me. I cannot find that part. Let's stay focused on the whale real quick. Let's talk about dragons and whales and the fact that Namor is the I guess the new god. Kukulkan, who he said Kukulkan. 3 times in a row he appeared, right? I don't know. Kukulkan. Let's talk about who Kukulkan and who Namor was more. What was the nation of Namor? What did he talk about? Where he's from? In my comments too. And I hope everybody saw the movie. Because I don't fuck the whole movie up if you ain't seen it yet. Well, not really. Not really. Give you guys something to look forward to though. Here we go. Let's check this part out too. Blow it up a little bit. Let's check this out. There we go. So in this scene, Namor is either writing or speaking to the deity, the serpent deity. This is a scene he's talking to the serpent. Well, he's talking to Black Panther's sister. What her name is? I don't know her name. What's her name? Somebody give me her name. What's Black Panther's sister name? The really smart one. Her. she's standing opposite of the camera while he's giving adoration to his deities to this particular wall. If you can't quite make out what that deity is on the wall, let me see if I can show you guys what that deity is on the wall. Give you guys a better view of it. That's not it. That's not either. Wormhole. Oh man, I missed all this shit. Hold on. Dragon. All right, let's try this right quick. Let's try here. Pyramid of the Sun. Here we go. They said this is the city. This is the city. Namor City now. The city covered 8 square miles. 80 to 90% of the total population of the valley reside in Kukulkan, a part of the pyramid. Kukulkan, an anthropology significant for complex multi-family resident compound. The avenue of the dead, and the vibrant, well-preserved murals. This is a mural. Well-preserved murals. I don't know why they would show a European depiction. Well, they could have showed any mural in the world, but they showed this Eurocentric shit. Fuck with y'all head. No, that mural was he was there was a mural. I can't say it quick enough. What Namor was doing was at the mural, a wall, a painted wall where he was at for his heritage. he was explaining who his people was, who they were rather. Boy, they try to get you at every corner, man. I don't know why they would show a Eurocentric ass photograph for a mural while talking about something totally different. Fucking amazing. The enemy. Let's check this out real quick. I'm gonna blow it up. I'm not gonna play the sound. YouTube might flag my ass if I play the sound. This is the scene. This is the scene right here that you gotta pay attention to also, because this is the scene when they are approaching the vessel. They're riding whales and serpents under the fucking water. That was a really good fight scene, in my humble opinion. I will play this part though. Hold on.
Stop! Right there! Who are you? And how did you get in here?
This place is amazing. The air is pristine. And the water. My mother told stories about a place like this. A protected land with people that never have to leave, that never have to change who they were. What reason do you have to reveal your secret to the world?
I am not.
Namor. The part you might not ask yourself is what I asked earlier. Namor walked out the fucking water right on shore. And the part before this, they don't show him going. He's not traveling to fucking Africa. He walks right on the shores of some land, which is right across the street from his land. And he said his mom told about a place like this, that people ain't got to change and none of that shit. Like he's recalling of another land, North America maybe. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. He walked out the fucking water right onto land though, and he was not in Africa. I tell you that. Let's go here. We at the 1 hour mark. I want to check in with people real quick because y'all been hanging in for a whole hour, and I appreciate y'all. I know it's real hard sometimes to pay attention for extended periods of time on social media. They got 30-second fucking clips for everybody now because it's so long to sit down and just take information. What I do want to go back because just for time's sake. Oh shit, I didn't mean to delete that. Just for time's sake, give me 1 second. And I didn't get a chance to really dive into the whole dragon part. What the dragon was, who the dragon is, slaying the dragon. I think it'd probably be part 2, slaying the fucking dragon. All right, hit y'all with this real quick. This was on the wall. I was trying to show you that when Nate did one scene I just showed you guys, this is what was on the wall that Namor was dealing with right here. This symbol right here. And it's the Mayan vision serpent because he was trying to see. Because at this point in the movie, Namor has not taken T'Challa's sister. He hasn't shown her the city yet. He's trying to get consultation, I guess, in an ominous type of way from the wall. But this is the Mayan vision serpent to get sight, insight, wisdom. Remember, the serpent was always associated with wisdom. The serpent is a sign of wisdom. The serpent also expressed duality of good and evil. The serpent is also known as Leviathan. I'm just going to hit y'all with some quick stuff real quick before we chop up out of here, because with the hour mark. Leviathan is also known as a serpent. Write that down. Leviathan, a sea serpent. Noted in theology and mythology, it is referenced in several books in the Hebrew Bible, including Psalms, the Book of Job, the Book of Isaiah, the Book of Amos, and according to translation, the Book of Jonah. It also mentioned in the Book of Enoch. These are these serpents, or Leviathan. The Leviathan in the Book of Job reflection of an older Canaanite, Lotan. Let's learn about Lotan real quick. Lotan is a servant of the sea god Yam, defeated by the storm god Hadad Bel, or Bel Hadad, the Ugaric Bel cycle. Lotan seemed to have been prefigured by a serpent, Tiamat, or Timtu, represented in the Sarian seal of 18th, 16th century, and finds a later reflection in a sea monster, Leviathan. Keep Leviathan in mind. This is dealing with Mesopotamian culture. Now we have gone over into a different geographical location, okay? But just stay with me. Have a long drawn, it's talking about Tiamat and Marduk. Have a long drawn comparative mythology as wider comprehensive to dragons and world serpents. Got that? The word later came to be used with the term great whale for sea monster in general. Whales, dragons, serpents. Whales, dragons, serpents. Whales, dragons, serpents are also known as worms or Leviathan. So anytime you hear the word whale, think sea monster, think serpent, also think dragon. I know, it's rough. Fucks with your mind a little bit, don't it? Like, what? I don't believe that. They go look it up. All right, Leviathan. Leviathan was a primordial sea serpent. Serpent. This is the sea serpent. This is who Namor was telling you he was. Mayan name who? Kukulkan. That's Namor, the sea serpent, the dragon, the whale, Leviathan. Book of Revelation. The new ruler. Whatever, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. The sea serpent. Kukulkan. A snake. What is the simulation between whales and serpent? People all often say that serpents are wise. Matthew 10:16, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Why is a serpent being compared to wisdom in the Bible? And in your mind, serpents are compared to evil as you're being taught, because serpents, dragons, whales, watch this, whales are wise. Whales and dolphins contain specialized brain cells called a spinal neuron. They're deep thinkers. I won't go into all of it. They're deep thinkers. Whales and dolphins are especially clever. They're wise. Be wise, whale. Wisdom and whales and wisdom and serpents have always had an ancient association. Serpent and the Garden of Eden. The serpent, also known as Nachash. We're going to talk about Nachash. The serpent and in the Garden of Eden had a conversation with Eve and told Eve that God knows this and blah, blah, blah. Eve disobeys what Adam told her to do. They eat the fruit, so on and so forth. But the apple is always associated with knowledge and wisdom. That's why the teacher always receives a what? Apple. Apple computer is the smartest fucking technology out right now. It's bitten halfway. Look at the apple symbol. It's bitten. It's a chunk out of it. Forbidden knowledge is what it's alluding to. Also, with knowledge or with wisdom, you always see the appearance of a snake or a serpent. Or also, for those of us who graduated college, there's a lantern with a flame coming out, which represents wisdom at the collegiate level. Now, that lantern also goes into what a genie is, but the fire, the flame of knowledge. When somebody spits some good information, he's spitting heat like a dragon. He's spitting fire like a dragon. Wisdom, words. A serpent is also a seraph. Seraph, like seraphim. Serpents and seraphims. Let's put it together. The meaning of the Hebrew term also comes from the word Sophie. I'll show you Sophie in a second. Serapha, a seraphim, is uncertain. The meaning of the term. Most suggest it derived from the verb seraphim, which means to burn completely. The burning, the fiery one. There's that flame again. There's the association with wisdom and flame. Seraphims and serpents. A number of passages associate seraphims with serpents. As a result, the Israelites rebelling in the wilderness, the Lord sent a venomous seraphim or a snake. Numbers 21:6. Association with seraphims and serpents. Keep that in mind. Wisdom, knowledge, thinking. What do a seraphim symbolize? In Christianity, Christianity, angelology, this is the study of the angels. Angelology. The seraphims are the highest ranking celestial beings in the hierarchy of the angels. And in art, the four-winged cherubims are painted blue, symbolizing the sky. The six-winged seraphim, red, symbolizing fire, flame. Sphinx, not Sphinx, sorry. The what's it called? Phoenix, fiery serpent. What is a seraphim? It is a seraph, a type of celestial heavenly being originating in ancient Judaism. The term plays a role in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It derives from the Hebrew word burn or to burn. When you go and watch the movie, and this is going to the Marvel piece of it. When you go and watch the movie, take note of all the underwater activity. Take note of the whales and the serpents and the reptilians and everything that they're showing you in the movie. There it is. Pay close attention to all of it. Read some comments over here. What did it say? It's funny people could say that the bar and make the metaphor. Right, right. We got questions. Hold on. Did any type of dragon morph into become humans, and did they still walk among us? Great question. Great question. Great question. Great question. Let's see if I can get you an answer real quick. Who are the Draconians? These are the Draconians. And the reason I bring up the Draconians, because I'm going to show you where the Draconians come from. And these are the Reptilians, who we call the Reptilians. Look, look. You see him? Doesn't look like Godzilla with his wings, because he's a worm. He's a serpent. He's a dragon. Looks like a Komodo dragon with wings, doesn't he? You see that? So these are the Draconians. What they call the Dracons. These are Draconians. Let me show you another set real quick too. The Draconians come from Draco's star system. The Draconians come from the Draco's star system. You know what the Draco star system looked like? A dragon. Draco is a constellation for North sky. It's named for its Latin dragon. It was the 48 constellation listed by the 2nd century astronomer Ptolemy. Which one of the Ptolemies? A lot of Ptolemies. So Soter, Lagi, there's a couple of Ptolemies. And remain one of the 88 modern constellations today. The North Pole of the ecliptic is in Draco. The dragon. That's where the Draconians come from. The constellation symbolizes the dragon Latin, who guarded the goddess Hera's golden apple in the garden. It's the same fucking story of Adam and Eve. Y'all see this shit? The constellation symbolized a dragon or a serpent, and the goddess Eve, who ate what? The fucking apple in the garden. Same story. To complete one of his 12 labors, Heracles killed Landon in order to steal the apple. Hera honored her servant by granting him a place in the sky. This is called the Draco star system. Again, some of y'all might have knew this shit, some of y'all didn't. Interesting, to say the least. Another question. I have an Asian friend that talks about the myths of koi fish. He says they believe that koi fish swim upstream and that one gets top of the waterfall and turns to a dragon. I've never heard of that one. Interesting story. What else? Are they male or female or both? I don't know the genetic makeup of dragons. I have no idea. Did any type of dragon morph into become humans? Yeah, they do. That was what I was looking for right there. Because of the serpent beings, they call them. There are reptilians here. Hell, you part reptilian yourself. That's why your skin is shedding, and you was able to breathe underwater like an amphibian in your mother's stomach. You didn't have lungs yet. You breathe through gills and water. You were in a watery sack. There was no oxygen. That's why a baby cries. You know that? That's why a baby screams. It's not because the doctor hits the baby on the butt. It's because the baby first taste of oxygen burns their lungs. It sets their lungs on fire. It hurts. They never had air before. Air breathing, water breathing baby dragons. And that's why they have to have water every 3 days, or you'll die without water. You can go without food for a week or two, but you got to have that lube, that liquid, like a dragon, like an amphibian. You shrivel up, you Draconians. Did the Dracons create all forms of language and writing from the entire planet? I don't know. I have never heard anything about the Draconians creating the actual spoken language. The earlier people that I'm aware of that came were telepathic. They didn't even use their mouth to communicate. Like us talking is a much lower form of communication. It used to be telepathically. So I can't speak to the fact that the Draconians created all forms of language on the entire planet. I wouldn't say that, but I would say that any story would rival the fact that the Draconians are the serpent gods, the serpent deities, or the dragons had a very, very long reign on this planet. In fact, they told me, I don't want to say it too loud. Hold on. You know, they be like tapping in on some shit, right? They told me that reptiles used to rule the planet. Did y'all hear that shit? That the reptiles used to rule this planet? reptiles rule the planet. No, they was dead ass for real. They was dead ass for real. I know. We took it as a joke. Dinosaurs rule the planet.
Here is some information about Dinosaur Planet. The Adventures of Four Dinosaurs.
When dinosaurs rule the earth. When reptilians rule the earth. Dinosaurs were a successful group of animals that emerged between 240 million years ago, came to rule the world. How can fucking animals rule the world about 66 million years ago when a giant asteroid slammed into Earth? So that reptiles ruled the world? You damn right they did. They're just showing you the animal class of animals that were there when they were there. Those are just animals. It's like somebody showing them a fucking Rottweiler 9 million years from now. What was that? It's called a Rottweiler. Ooh, it looks dangerous. It was. Urgh! It ruled the planet. No, it didn't. It's just the animal kingdom of that time period. I know we get goofy and think some shit really. No, man. They're talking about the fact that entities, reptilians, actually rule this shit. And that's where we're going to go into talking about the different serpent gods, serpent deities, and them calling out to these serpent entities that were in the water a long time ago. What do you say? What is the Nag Haddam about? I don't know. Let's look it up together and find out. Never heard of it. I think I have heard of it, but I looked into it before. But it says the Nag Hammadi Library is a Gnostic gospel, is a collection of early Christian Gnostic texts covering Upper Egypt and this place right here, Upper City in Egypt. I don't know. Let me get familiar with it first before I start giving you guys my interpretation of what it is. Again, I think I heard of it, but I'm not all that familiar with it. So I want to go learn about it first before I speak on it. Not gonna speak on something I don't know about. Wouldn't be fair to you guys. All right. So we're entering the hour and 34-minute mark. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get all the way into what I wanted to get into, but it was an interesting dialogue. And for those of you who have not seen the movie, go check out the movie. But now at least go into the movie theater ready to see dragons and serpents and some strange shit happening underwater that they're showing you guys. That it happens so quick in the scene. They're traveling through wormholes and shit underwater, and they ride on the back of whales, and you just all into the movie. You have to ask yourself, why are they riding on the back of whales? And was that just a dragon he was riding on? So you thinking they're just in tune with the sea life because they live on the water? Well, they just got to be in tune with the sea creatures, like the Little Mermaid, and they tell them what to do. No, there's a whole deity, there's a whole god down there. Let's talk about Yahweh the dragon. Yeah, Yahweh's a dragon. All you Yahweh worshippers out there, all praise due to Yahweh. Yahweh the dragon, exploring the neglected biblical metaphor for a divine warrior in translation of AP. I don't know what that means. Let's look into it though. I came across this. I'm like, Yahweh the dragon. I've never heard of that shit. Some of these texts employ the image of Yahweh as a dragon-like creature who pours forth smoke from his nostrils and fire from his mouth. Holy shit. This is Yahweh the dragon. The same Yahweh you guys talking about in the Bible. He's a fucking dragon. Yahweh the dragon, exploring neglect. Same part. The image of Yahweh is like a dragon creature who pours out forth smoke from his nostrils and fire from his mouth. I don't know. This Yahweh's not God. Write that down. Yahweh the dragon. What other biblical dragon sources I can give you guys real quick? I wish I should spend more time on showing because it's just so much shit, man. And I mean that respectfully. That it'll take fucking 3 days to get this information out to y'all, man. But I want to get you guys looking in the right direction, though. So I'm not gonna leave you how I found you. The main takeaways of the day is to know that the Black Panther concept. These are the main takeaways, and I got to go. The Black Panther mask is not in Africa. It is the Black Panther mask, you know. That's the Olmec stone jaguar head right here in North America, South America, Central America, not in Africa. What else can be said about this situation? The Olmec people. I'm only smiling because there's so much shit. What else? No takeaway for y'all. Oh, take this away too. The Kukulkan Mountains. Write that down. It's a takeaway. Kukulkan Mountains. Write that down. Since we're talking about the Kukulkan Mountains, let's see where they are. There we go. Nice and big for everybody to see there. This right here and this right here is called the Mississippi. This Mississippi River see my mouse up there? You see the mouse? Okay, sorry. All right, so this area right here is where the mountains are, or where the pyramids are, and they come right off of the corridor of the Mississippi River right here. And along the Mississippi River, there are mounds down here, Poverty Point, here, mounds over 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 here. In Memphis, there's a mound over here, over here, over here. There's mounds all around here. There's mounds over here in Georgia. There's mounds down here. There's mounds over here. So this is a takeaway for y'all. The Lakota. And it goes all the way into the late Anharic period. You got the snake mound, also the serpent mound. You guys ever heard of serpent mound before? There's a serpent mound in North America. Serpent mound. Dragon mound. The late woodland period. That's a cool period you probably want to study. It's 1000 BC ago. The mounds were later named after the Kukulkan tribe. The Kukulkan. Hope I'm saying it correctly. The Kukulkan tribe. I'm gonna show you some descendants of the Kukulkan tribe real quick. Oh yeah, shit. The Kukulkan and Aztec connection. The dates of the Kukulkan rapid building and sudden collapse coincided with the dates for the Aztec called the Toltec Empire, preceding the Aztec movement into central Mexico. So there are correlations between Mesoamerica, the ancient city of Mesoamerica, Kukulkan near St. Louis, is the largest city in Europe in 1,000 years. Blah 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 blah. All right, so the Kukulkan Mountains of Chicago, Illinois, are directly connected and correlated to the Aztec Mayans also. Let's go here. They say the Kukulkan were members of the Illinois Confederation.
According to Wikipedia,
The Illinois Confederation. And we're talking pre-Columbian shit, family. We're not talking about no white folks at all. Of course, they amalgamated later. See, European contact 17th century, and that's when they started to come over here. All right, but the Illinois Confederation, also referred to as the Lewiāṭān or Illini, were made up of 12 to 13 tribes who lived in Mississippi River Valley. Of these 12 to 13 tribes, I'm going to show you other tribes that are directly linked all the way down to Louisiana and across over to Georgia. And it was a whole entire confederation of people. Cool. Keep that in mind. What else we can see real quick? Let's let's see. The Washita tribe. See? Washita. Ophite. Now we know it as the Washita. Who else was the Washita Indian? We're going to get to them in a second. Trust me. So the Oshitush people, or what they call Nashitush or Washita, were part of the Louisiana territory. We call Louisiana today. Holding of the Confederation, working in tangent with the Illinois Confederation because they're all in the same waterway, which is called the Mississippi River. So write these people down too. Washita. Washita, Nashitush. I thought I was going to pull it up, but I got to do it myself now. We can't always depend on Google to give us all the information too, because they'll try to hide that shit too. Here you go. This is what I was trying to show y'all right here. God damn. Washita people. Poverty Point, Louisiana. The late Empress. America's old, y'all. America's super old. They're really, really fucking old. Super old. There's a book called The Return of the Ancient Ones. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right, family. So before I get up out of here, I didn't get a chance to get into all my information, but I want you guys to at least write down some of the stuff I said and take into consideration some of the stuff I said and talked about. We didn't go all the way. I got like 16 tabs open that I didn't even get a chance to like dive into. The correlation between the worms and the serpents and the whales. Put that on your tab. The ancient tribes of North America as it correlates to the Yucatan Peninsula civilization. Keep that in mind as well. And go check out Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Let me know what y'all think, man, because I want to get some feedback on this. Comment. Give me your comments and feedback on here. I promise I'll go back and read them later and see what you guys talking about. How many connections could you guys make from the movie to what's actually happening right now? How many connections could you guys make? As always, donations are very, very, very much appreciated. This keeps the lights on for me, keeps everything going for me. If you want to donate, this is my Cash App down below, Chef JJ. Hit me up. $2 challenge, $1 challenge. Get at your boy. People are still going in over here in the comments. Appreciate y'all. Shoot me an email. The MOI podcast at gmail.com. I promise I'll answer you back. Hit me up. Follow me on Instagram at the Minister Informing on Instagram. This has been a true blessing today to share this time with y'all. And it's just unfortunate I didn't get a chance to really dive into the dragon part of it, but I got excited and overspoke some stuff and underspoke some stuff. So I'll be doing part 2. Fuck it. Why not? Right? Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Be sure to subscribe. I need more subscribers. Give me the subscribers. We can do it, y'all. We can do it. Come on. Tap in with your boy. Misinformation. Next time I talk to y'all, I'll be on Instagram. Instagram be kicking me off for whatever reason. Instagram don't fuck with your boy like that. I don't know. I don't know, man. Start going to TikTok. I'm going to get me an M.O.I. TikTok. Should I get an M.O.I. TikTok? I should get an M.O.I. TikTok, shouldn't I? I'm going to do that. I'm going to get an M.O.I. TikTok. Yeah, I'm going to do that shit. Yeah, I think so. I'm excited now. As soon as I hang up with y'all, I'm going TikTok. Yeah.
From somewhere. Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
Minister of information.
Minister.
Do you wake me up?
Minister.
You wake me up.
Minister.
Why did you wake me up?
Minister.
Wake up.
Minister of information. All I'm offering is the truth.
Minister.
The ministers. I want the truth.
The minister.
You can't handle the truth.
M.O.I.
Minister.
Without knowledge of sin.
Minister.
Minister of information. M.O.I.
Who taught you to hate yourself?
1,000 ministers.
M.O.I. podcast.